back. According to the Road Traffic Management Corporation, over 2,000 arrests have been made on the roads since the start of the festive season. Offenders face a range of charges, including driving under the influence, exceeding speed limits, and driving without licenses. The arrests recorded between the 1st and 19th of December also show that more than 4,300 vehicles have been stopped for operating without being roadworthy. For an update on these arrests and others, including those made over the Christmas weekend, we're now joined by JMPD spokesperson Xolani Fihla. Xolani Fihla, thank you so much for your time. I'm looking for you on the screens, but you're right over there. Just tell us, you mentioned that you've just gotten in figures this morning on the offences over the Christmas weekend, the 23rd to the 27th, we understand. What do they reflect?
Thank you to Erin, and let me take this opportunity to greet the viewers. Yes, most definitely the festive season, we see a lot of people who will be using their motor vehicles, and one of our greatest concern is the road safety. So the department's major objective is to ensure that we reduce road fatalities within the city of Johannesburg, and we do know that reckless and negligent driving, excessive speeding, and driving under the influence of alcohol are some of the major causes of serious and fatal accidents that we see on our roads. So within our efforts to ensure that transgressors are brought to book, the JMPD officers and other law enforcement agencies within the city of Johannesburg have been conducting these drunken driving roadblocks, and a total of 146 motorists were arrested and detained at various police stations throughout the city of Johannesburg, and this is in operations conducted, as you did say, from the 23rd, and that's last week Friday, to the 27th, which was yesterday. And these large numbers of arrests or statistics are bittersweet, because we can say that we do love and embrace the hard work that our officers do on a daily basis, but it also shows the total disregard of the law and safety by motorists who not only risk their lives, but also the lives of other road users.
Thank you. Of those 146 motorists you say were arrested and detained, how many are industrial truck drivers? And does that figure include the driver responsible for that gas tanker under the bridge in Boksburg?
At the present moment, we haven't received the proper the dynamics or demographic of which drivers and the amount of vehicles to determine who was driving which vehicle and who wasn't. But with the accident in Boksburg, we can get assistance from RTMC and the department in Ekurhuleni, which is EMPD, who will determine if that driver was under the influence of alcohol or not. So the JMPD can't necessarily say that, but we are still really concerned with the amount of people that are still being arrested regarding driving under the influence of alcohol. We know that, as I did mention earlier, also reckless and negligent driving and speeding are a major cause of these fatal accidents on our roads, but not also forgetting road conditions as well. So that means driver behavior should be looked into, and it's not only the responsibility of law enforcement to ensure that drivers are on the right side, drivers must also take responsibilities themselves.
Thank you. Will you be keeping tabs on convictions following these detainees' appearances in court? You've mentioned them being apprehended and detained, but do you follow through in terms of actual convictions?
Yes, we will be following through with our sister department, the SAPS, and also the judiciary system to check how many people are actually prosecuted whilst committing this offense. It is important for us to send a message to the members of public that there are real consequences for you driving under the influence of alcohol, not only as we see with serious and fatal accidents, but persons being prosecuted and either the license getting revoked or being put behind bars.
Thank you, Mr. Fihla. You said 146 over a 5-day period. That sounds, at least to my lay ears, like quite a low number, something like 30 people per day arrested on those suspected offences. Are you issuing fines in addition to that? Why does this number seem so low?
What I can say is the numbers have been actually reducing for quite a while. Last week's numbers were 155, and I think the previous numbers are also between that number. But it also shows that people are somehow adhering to the rules on the road, and they're also heeding to the call that road safety, and especially in the festive season where we do see a real huge amount of people dying on our roads, that means people are adhering to what law enforcement has been saying, and they're keeping safe on the roads.
Thank you. We have New Year's just around the corner. Any precautions or cautions, notes you would like to just emphasize as drivers head onto the roads for that change of year?
No, most definitely. The first one is that drivers must always be aware of their surroundings, must be responsible. We know that driver behavior is another cause of accidents, so please adhere to all the rules of the road. Don't drive under the influence of alcohol, avoid excessive speeding and inconsiderate driving, and also avoid reckless and negligent driving, and be considerate to other road users.
Olani Fitla there, JMPD spokesperson, thank you very much.